As you said, it's Poppy Day here in Manchester today. It's such an important day in the lead up to Remembrance Sunday, taking place across the UK. On Thursday, it was happening in London. Today, it's happening in Manchester and Bristol. I believe next Tuesday, it's in Birmingham. Of course, the Poppy appeal raises so much money with the Royal British Legion to support veterans and their families. But of course, the Poppy itself has been a symbol for remembrance for so long now. And earlier, I was speaking to a World War II author who was telling me why it's so important that we record these stories.
It's vitally important because these are the last of that generation, and we do not have long to get their very, very important testimonies for those that come after, in order to hopefully learn from the lessons and to know about their life experiences, their sacrifices, and what they've done for us and our freedom.
Well, joining me now is one of those D-Day veterans, David Teacher. Hello to you, David. Thank you for your time today. Can you tell me a little bit about your experience that you remember on D-Day?
My experience on D-Day is really good. It was a horrendous day for all the British troops. We went in on the Beach about 6:30 in the morning, and the opposition was horrendous. I was one of the lucky ones who survived without a scratch, actually. Very, very fortunate indeed. But memories are very vivid, and memories I would like to get rid of if possible.
Tell me about what was running through your mind when you landed on that day.
Survival. Nothing else, only survival. And to assist my comrades as much as possible, help them survive.
And what do you remember, the scene around you, what do you remember from that?
Remembering, or try and remember that we were all young boys who had never been in battle before. That was one of the reasons why we were there. Stipulation of Eisenhower. Horrendous. So I can say one word, horrendous.
You were 19, I believe, on D-Day. Yes. Why was it so important that it was young soldiers, do you think?
Because they had no experience of war or horror or fighting. Never seen a dead body. It's one of Eisenhower's stipulations. Nobody over 21.
And how have you coped with that mentally ever since that day?
Everybody has his own way of coping. I tried to concentrate on my job in hand and put everything else at bay, and it worked for me. Whether it worked for other people, I don't know. The only way I say it worked for me, and I was happy about that.
What about life after the war?
After the war itself, life was very difficult. We all thought we would come out of the forces and walk into jobs. And the first question I was asked was, "Are you ex-service?" I said, "Yes." He said, "Sorry, we've no vacancies for ex-service lads." When they asked why, they said, "This is how we work."
Well, thank you so much for your time today, David, and thank you so much for your service. Of course, the Royal British Legion's work is never done, and they will keep working now to make sure that we will always remember.